God is life, so the plan is murder your seed to make sure it don't get planted.
Where's the lie?
Y'all remember God made a promise to Abraham to multiply his seed. Now look at Satan's plan. He got us brainwashed so bad, we march for the right to do it to ourselves. Look, ma, no hands. But you don't think the devil real, so you can't see it. So you never understand why they hate Jesus. Just beware of wickedness in high places, claiming they Jews, but they the synagogue of Satan.
Shalom, shalom to the house of Israel, the Yashara Allah. Shalom to the Bayafa de Wada, shalom to the brother, the Ahayama, and the sister, the Ahawafayama. Alright, and then today we're back again, alright, in the Garden of Eden, okay, to yet bring you, some enlightenment, alright. We hope, everyone is okay, everyone is fine, alright. We'll turn to the east. Allah, 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 Yahawaha, Yahawaha, Shama, Shama, Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Baraka Afa. Right, so Baraka Afa, man, to all the brothers and the sisters, man. You know what I mean? So today, like I say, we will, talk about, Daniel 2, not to break down like a normal breakdown, but it's to use elements in it to prove a point, okay? Because it's time now for people to know the truth. Because you know that, there's been a lot of distraction, even for us in the truth. We believe in certain things that we see on TV, we read in the books and that, not knowing that there's actually been something you call like the replacement, theology, which consists of, this is one replacement theology. The first one is the fact that they say that, they changed the name, right? They replaced Yahawashi with Jesus. And Jesus mean what? Hail Bel, Jesus. No, hail Zeus, like a hail Zeus. Glory to Zeus, and all praise is Zeus. Alright? Because the Roman at the time, they wanted to capture the energy of what the apostle Yahawashi left. Alright, which is Christianity in its original form, and hijack it and turn it to something else. So, in order for it to be, politicized, the political realm, they were worshippers of the sun, the worshipper of Zeus. So they said, look, we're going to have to bring some element of Zeus in it if you want us to, put money in it, to support it. So they say, okay, we're going to change, it's not going to be Yahawashi anymore, it's going to be, we're going to bring some Roman energy into it, which is Zeus.
And Zeus Greek though. Zeus Greek and then Greek.
Huh?
Zeus.
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
Zeus.
Greek and Roman, they're the same thing, it's one after the other. You know what I mean? So you got that, and then you've got obviously through the Renaissance, you've got the physical aspect of Yahawashi, alright, and then you've got the lands, alright, and then on top of the land now you've got the places, because in order for you to hide the land, you have to hide the nation that are, linked with, the lands, alright, so you got to move them out of the original place and take them somewhere, and then come up with a replacement theology and teach it. And when we come in this truth, unfortunately, that's what we see. Okay, we're talking about who is the Syrian, who are the Assyrian, who are the Persian. All right, right now, I believe that what's going on right now in Iran and the state of Israel, and it's nothing but the prophecy of Matthew 24:7. All right, Matthew 24:7 talks about there will be, go to it, man, get it. Matthew 24:7. That's what it is. It's not Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38 is happening in Africa as we speak. But like I said, just like when, what did they do? The elite, what they do? In order, when they sit down to pass new things, pass new laws, to change things, they'll bring some bullshit. That'll be, all over the news. But that's for distraction. For example, the death of that guy, that the police knew, the guy that had the guy that had George, what's his name?
George Floyd.
George Floyd.
Is it George Floyd?
When George Floyd was killed, there was something going on, man. Even, you know, the BLM, all of that. After that, what happened? The COVID-19 or whatever, I believe so. Like, you know what I'm saying? They distracted us. But what happened? They were passing out new laws, passing out new things. So it's the same thing. They're distracting us with these whole Iran and thing like that, saying that, oh, if you go in any scholar, biblical scholar, you know what I'm saying, they're understanding, they tell you that, you know, Ezekiel 38 has to do with what's going on right now in Iran and things like that, which is completely false. Completely false. So what I do, the real deal is happening, whatever it needs to happen, which is in Africa. But Africa is the how can I say that? There's a name, I don't know if it's Inca. The anchor. Africa is the anchor of prophecy, because this is where, you know, if Europe is no longer in Africa, Europe go down. Because guess what? Europe pump the riches of Africa to be where they are. They don't pump the riches of Iran or the riches of the Palestine to be where they are. We gotta use our head, man. We gotta use our head to do things, and that's how we gonna see. You know what I mean? We gotta use this. It's not even our head. Well, the Spirit will put information and understanding in our head for us to see, man. That's why the Bible say that. Yahweh I say that. Don't worry, I'll bring you the Holy Spirit, the Rabaha Kwadasha, to teach you things. Because if you take things from an elder or a human being, he's prompt to make mistake. So you're gonna let the Spirit teaches you. And unfortunately, what we see today is a lot of regurgitating. Brothers are just following, which is okay, because the Yahweh is a man of war. The reason why there's contention and all of those things among the camps, is because the Moses, that's how he made it, man. But if everyone gets it, what's the point of us going to the wilderness? If all the supposedly the elect gets it, what's the point of going to the wilderness? So there gotta be some chaos, there gotta be some misunderstanding, there gotta be some misleading. That's how it is. But for the brothers who want to be led by the Spirit, you gotta understand that a lot of the teaching that are out there, man, they just were taken by the master. We went to their school. We go online and we check certain thing, and then it says, oh, Ezekiel 38 pertains to what's going on, and then boom, we get on it, because that's what we know. We were born in this thing. But the Holy Spirit will show you things. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about, so you can understand. We're going to give you few information, and then it's up to you to do what to do. Once I do my part, I did my part, man. So you know what I'm saying? I'm raising the head of the 144K, and it's up to them to understand what I'm teaching, because it's not me teaching. It started with the Malakah Shana, okay? Now I'm doing it, all right?
It's like a hurdle, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And then boom, I'm doing it, and I run with it, and that's what it is, until the Most High, you know, do what he has to do. But the truth is the truth, man, and no one can say that, oh, what we're teaching is not the truth. Yes, certain part of new one can be too technical and everything, and that, and it was down to your angle and that. But some of it you can't argue. Like the argument I hear Sikai talking about, all the lens is not. You Lord, man, come on, man, stop. Get the hat off your head. That hat, get it off your head, and you'll get wisdom. And for all you GMS, all right, just be humble, man, and then you will see the truth. You understand that you're being beguiled, which is okay, bro. But we know in part and we prophesy in part. There's nothing wrong with not knowing, man. You know, so when the time comes, you will see, like, oh yeah, that was true. All right, so read what's going on? Sometimes
Matthew what? 7, isn't it? 24 to 7.
24 and 7.
Okay, so this is the signs of Christ's return. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences,
That's it.
and earthquakes in the divers places. Shall we done?
No, that's it, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, it's not happening today, man. So yeah, so that's as far as what's going on in Iran and all of those places, like, because when they talk about it, they're talking about all the Persian Gulf. Where's the Persian Gulf? Who are the Persian? Persian are not the Iran people, man. Please. You know, oh, you know, even the Russian people think that the Edomite. How can the Edomite, if you say that, okay, if you say that Ezekiel 38 pertaining to what's going on,
Children of Japan,
you know, Russia is, you know yourself, you say that it's Gog and Magog, because you say Gog and Magog, so we know it's Russia. So if it's, that's what I'm talking about, Gog and Magog, it's not Edomite, it's Gog and Magog, it's the children of Gog and the Japhethite, the Japhet. So the Russian are Japhet. If you're gonna go that way, you can't take one thing and leave one thing. You can't say that 38, Ezekiel 38 pertaining to what's going on between Russia and all of this, because Russia is back in Iran, thinking that, okay, because he said that in Ezekiel 38 that it was going to be in confederation with these nations, these, you know, the Lydian, the Persian. So he said that that's why the Russian are with the Iran people, right? Right. So that means that it's Japhet, but now you say that it's Edom. It's not Edom. How can Edom back up Iran when Edom is against Iran? Don't you see what happened between the state of Israel, which is Amalek, and the Iran? Are they killing each other? You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. You got to open your eyes. Don't be a follower. It's a sin to be a follower. It's an abomination to be a follower. Man, you're doing your thing, bro. Wow.
Brought it to life, right?
Yeah, you brought it back to life, man. I lost hope, you know. Damn. All right, then. Right, so let's go into it, man. Hopefully you won't be too long. I won't be too long because I just want to get into it. So Malaka get you know, Daniel 2 in it. Get Daniel 2, man. Bro.
Look after this.
Daniel 2.
Blowing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Alright, get Daniel 2, man. Let's read Daniel 2, man. Like I said, let's put the scriptures in the proper context so we can once and for all understand what we are dealing with as students of the truth in this captivity. Because let's face it, Yahweh has declared the end from the beginning. So that means knowing in depth the beginning will absolutely guide us in this future. In this future that is ahead of us, right? That's ahead of us. So now let's study, Daniel 2.
On top.
And we ain't gonna even read elevate. We're gonna go from verse 1 and 2, and then we're gonna jump to verse 32 or something like that. But I'm gonna have to explain it.
All right. This is the king's forgotten dream. Daniel chapter 2 verse 1. And in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreams, wherewith his spirit was troubled, and his sleep brake from him.
Right, now get your apocrypha, because there's something that people don't understand as well. All right, when we study verse 2, he says Nebuchadnezzar, right? Now when you read Judith, read Judith 2 and 1, I believe. I'm not mistaken.
Alright, this is Judith chapter 2 verse 1. And in the 18th year, the 22nd day of the first month, there was talk in the house of Nebuchadnezzar. Ah, that's not weird.
Say Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
King of the Assyrian.
The king of what?
King of the Assyrian.
All right, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of the Assyrian, right? So
that he should, as he said, avenge himself on all the earth.
Right. So we're gonna focus on the king of Assyria, right? You see that? Assyria, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Assyria. Let me check something quickly, man.
Nabucodonosor. Nabucodonosor. Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar. Why did it sound French though?
Oh yeah?
French pronunciation. Is that all?
Yeah, coming good. I just wanted to, you to read the fact that he was the king of,
Assyria.
but he says here, it says Babylon, isn't it? It's in Babylon. So he was known as the king of what? Of Babylon, isn't it? But then again, here in Judith, in the Apocrypha, he said that he was the king of the Assyrian. So I want you to understand what's going on. All right? I want you to understand what's going on.
So obviously it's Assyria and Babylon are
Right,
linked.
because if you think about it, yeah, when we say Babylon, right, Babylon just means Babala, that area, Babel, yeah, Babala. But in that area, there was two nations. You had the Cushite, the Hamite, because when you read the Bible, go to Genesis 10. When you read the Bible, it speaks of war. Nebuchadnezzar, what's his name? Nimrod, which was what? The king of Babylon. And then he says again as well that Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Assyria, but we all know that he was the king as well of Babylon. What does it mean? That means there was two nations in that area. They had the Cushite and the Assyrian. The Assyrian are the children of Asher, which is Shem. So there was two people in there. So Babylon, Nimrod ruled, and then after that, the Nebuchadnezzar, and dynasty ruled as well. But they weren't Hamite. So if Nimrod being in Hamite, all right, is a Cushite, we know that Hamite is Africa. We know that the land was given, the land of Africa for the most part as well, mainly was given to who? The children of Ham. So it's clear that Nimrod was what? Him being a Cushite was an African, because Cush is in Africa. I don't even know why they say that Nimrod was from Iraq. Where do you get that from? Replacement theology. Now,
It's from Asher, right?
no. Nimrod was a Cushite. Go to Genesis 10.
No,
Yeah,
go on.
read it. Yeah, so Nimrod was a Cushite, all right? That means he's in Africa. But he tells you in Judith 2:1 that Nebuchadnezzar, being the king of
Assyria.
of Babylon, because when you go to other versions, when you go to others, you know that Nebuchadnezzar was the king of what? Babylon. Yeah, because what's his name? Daniel, he was in Babylon, right? But then he said that Nebuchadnezzar, the same guy that was over, what's his name? Daniel, he was the king of the Assyrian. What does it mean? That means that Babylon had two people there, a nation there, that area. There were two nations, the land of the two rivers, like you say, the two nations, Shinar, the two people there. You had the Cushite, Hamite, you have the Asherite, Assyrian, Shemite. You see what I'm saying? So that means if Nimrod is a Cushite being from Africa, and Nebuchadnezzar ruling that same area, that means the Assyrian is what? The African as well. Because Nimrod ruled where Nebuchadnezzar ruled. Okay? They ruled in the same area.
Nimrod and Nebuchadnezzar.
So if Nimrod is a Cushite from Africa, because we know the Cushite are in Africa, they're children of Ham. They're children of Ham, black. The melanin.
Didn't Abraham
Africa
come from there as well?
come from that area.
Over Abraham, yeah.
But he come from the Shemite side. So Assyria is not in no fucking Iran. Which I'm gonna prove. I'm just talking right now.
Yeah.
Assyria is in Africa, man. In the same place as, Babel. The Akkadian, for those who know the Sumerian, culture, those who read in the Sumerian, with that guy, what's his name, Sitchin. Yeah, for those who are into history, they know about the Sumerian text, they know about the Akkadian text, they know about the Epic of Gilgamesh. These are the people, East Africa. That's the reason why when you talk about East in Hebrew, it goes back to Quadama. This is the place where wisdom came from. No fucking, Iran. Excuse me, my French, bro. No. Because when you go into the history, the modern day history, they tell you that Iraq and, all of this, it's a lie. It's a lie. Okay? But I'm speaking right now because I'm passionate about it. Right? But I'm going to go into it now. Because talk is cheap. Talk is very cheap, man.
What verse?
Yeah, so when you go into Genesis 10 and verse 9,
Right.
or 8, it's our 8, man.
Alright.
Start, hey, let's define things, man.
Alright.
You know, because when I came in, the true people told me that the Nimrod is from Iraq, man. Like, come on, and he's a Cushite. Where are the Cushite? Yes, there's been black people over there. If you go to India, and we're gonna go into even India. India is Ethiopia. Ancient India is Ethiopia. But they moved there over there because the Dravidian, which when you go to the southern part of India, you see the dark. I have a friend, her name is Lutra. She's selling one shop. Every time I go and buy my Sakau or me and her talk. Very beautiful girl. She's from India, southern India. Her name is Lutra. She's dark with hair, just like them Ethiopian. These people, the Dravidian, left the east of Africa. That's why when you look at the Ethiopian and some Indian, they look alike. Because they're the same people there. The original Elamites come from East Africa. They went there, but they started in East Africa. The Dravidian, there's even a language called the Elamo-Dravidian language, Elam. So when we say this East Indian and Elamite, we're talking about the southern one. Because we know there's a caste society. It's a very, it's a caste society where the people on top, which are the Indo-European, don't mix with the people at the bottom, which are the people from the south, the darker one. The darker you want, the darker you are, you can't reach that top.
What, in India?
Yeah, it's very segregated, man. The caste system is serious over there. Why? Because they know the truth. They know who they are at the top. They know that they're Indo-European. Yeah? And these people are the Dravidian that came from East Africa. So India, back in the days, was known to be in East Africa. The Horn of Africa. So Elam, the Elamite, the original Elamite, the original Syrian, which are the from Aram, the Aramean. The original people are these people that you see, that you call the Ethiopian, the Eritrean, all these people. These are the people from the east. These are the people from the Kwadama. This is where Abraham comes from. He doesn't come from no Iraq or no Iran. That's a replacement theology. Now read it. Read it.
This is the descendants of Noah. Genesis chapter 10 verse 8. And Cush begat Nimrod.
And Cush begat
I was
Nimrod.
going to ask you about Nimrod as well. And Cush begat Nimrod.
Go to Cush. Go to Cush quickly and check.
Nimrod, he was the king of the
Babylon.
that they're trying to build the tower.
Yeah, Babel.
I was telling my brother that.
Yeah,
I thought
Babylon.
he was going on about some Anunnaki and everything.
Yeah, but the Anunnaki mean the children of God. These are the Alahayama. When you read, I told you about that in Genesis. When you read Genesis and you say God, the first chapter and you say God, is the when you go into Adonai, Elohim. Elohim is Alahayama. The Alahayama are the gods that did the work with Yahweh Shai. They're the one that created the whole thing.
But the angels.
The angels. These angels, they're the one that came down and taught how people about civilization and everything. Because they're created. So they're going to show you how to work with the elements. So the brother is right, but that's what I'm saying. He's right.
It was a bit tapped.
But he's tapped as far as what he understands from what he took from the Levinic,
He's like, who's God? And I
understanding.
said, the Most High, innit? He said, who's the Most High? I said, the Most High. I don't know.
Yeah, but the Most High created the Anunnaki, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
The Anu, this which we say Alahayama, let's say the Anu, Anunnaki. Anu is God, Nike is children, the children of God, which are before us there's classification, the children of God. Before we are the children of God because He chose us, but His children, the one that His first begotten Son is an angel, Yahweh Shai. That came out. Yahweh Shai was actually an angel. He created the earth with other angels of lower ranks. Those are the Anunnaki. They're the one that brought the wisdom to earth.
So when because the brother was saying something similar. So when
He's saying something similar because the Akkadian, he takes that understanding from the Akkadian text. The Akkadian texts were written by the ancestors of Abraham.
Okay.
That's why who wrote the Torah, the first 5 books?
Moses.
Right. Moses grew up where?
Egypt.
Amongst who? The kings.
Yeah.
They had that knowledge because before Egypt, it was the Sumerian. The Sumerian are the people from Shinar, the people from Ur, Shinar, the forefathers of Abraham. They had the knowledge. They passed it down to the Egyptian.
But didn't Abraham's forefathers idol worshippers?
Yes, because they were worshiping those gods. But they had knowledge. They understood how everything works. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same knowledge that they're given to Adam. And Adam, as a result, he was kicked out of Eden when he went to the east. And when he went to the east, he kept teaching that knowledge to his children. And who told Adam that it's the Anunnaki? Because even that serpent is an Anunnaki. It's an Alahayama, is a god, an angel, an angelic force, an angelic being, the intelligence that can teach you to do things, because they created this earth. They have the Alahayama. They have a certain understanding of this realm. So they have to teach. Even the Holy Spirit is spirit. He teaches. Just like the Freemason have spirit that teaching them certain things, certain secret of life. You understand what I'm saying? So he ain't saying nothing slick. It's just that it comes from the east. But when you read the Bible and you read the Akkadian text, they're all the same. But the Anunnaki, the Akkadian text is more detailed. They're going to more detail. The Bible don't go into certain detail because it's a spiritual book that the Holy Spirit has to now teach you. They must have made it that way. They go into the gods, the name of the god, what they did, and this and that. But then they say, for example, that Enlil is God, or Enki is Satan, or whatever. They say, look, they give him name and this and that. It's a whole nother, like the Epic of Gilgamesh, which goes into the Noah, the same thing as the Noah thing. So they have their understanding and their record of the same thing that happened with Noah. And the Bible says Noah, but they will say, the Epic of Gilgamesh. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same Eastern Kwadama, the same Kwadama that come from where? East Africa, because even the
Adam went, innit?
right, but even the Esau say what? That Africa is the cradle of civilization. So if you read the Bible, it tells you that in Genesis 10, that is the Genesis, the beginning. Okay, Genesis, the beginning of a generation. All right, if it tells you about Cush begotten, Cush begotten, what's his name, Nimrod, that means it's in Africa, because Africa is known that to be the first stop from civilization. The first people that civilized, that new civilization came from Africa. No, because if you say that, that means that Africa wasn't civilized when Iraq was civilized, and they brought it to Africa. You're going backward, because the beginning of everything is in Africa.
Cradle of civilization.
Right. The beginning of everything in Africa. The Bible said, we said it last time, the Bible said that in the beginning was darkness. Ham. It goes back to dark. Cush goes back to dark as well, black. In the beginning was darkness. So where the beginning start? From the dark continent. That's why the people over there are melanated.
Makes sense.
I mean, come on. It's common sense. But yeah, read it.
You're in the element, man.
Yeah, bro.
What should I read?
Yeah, I read Genesis 10 and 9.
You don't
8.
9.
8.
Look at Kush.
10. Yeah, good Kush. Yeah, we're supposed to do that, yeah.
Okay, so the outline of biblical usage for Kush, number 1, equals black. A equals a Benjamite mentioned only. No, that's it.
Equals black, right?
Yeah,
Kush equals black, man.
Shall I show them?
Yeah, put it. Kush equals mean Kawasha. It's black, bro. So how can Kush come from? How can Nimrod come from Iraq? The black people that you see there, went there at some point. You know what I mean? They went there because everything migrated from Africa. So you say there, man, the dark nation, the melanated people, the black head, the Assyrian, which I will show you the Assyrian, according to Esau, they were known as the black head people. When you go into the new Renaissance pictures, you see black, white head, white bull head as the Assyrian. Don't make no sense. We go address that. We have to bring the truth. So read it. Yeah.
This is the truth.
Right. So Nimrod was a Negro. I mean, he was a black guy.
He's a Negro.
Well, when we say Negro of today, Negro is us, isn't it? It's us, isn't it? If you got a difference between Ham and Negro, so it's us. But he was a Hamite, which was a black guy, a dark-skinned guy from Africa. Read it.
Right. This is Genesis chapter 10, verse 8. And Cush began Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one in the earth. Verse 9. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. That's it.
Right. And what other verse again?
Verse 10. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh.
See, when you say Akkad, that's if you go in the Bible, if you go in Google, type Akkadian, Akkadian, the Akkadian text, yeah, which goes into the depth of the Anunnaki, the gods, and all of that. That's the area, man. That's the Cushite. You know what I'm saying?
And the Calneh,
right?
In the land of Shinar. No,
in the
land of Shinar.
You see that? Shinar. All right? We talk about Shinar, and I will prove to you based on 1710, all right? 1710 map, African map, that Shinar was called Sennar by the Greek. And it's shown Sennar in the east part of Africa. So Shinar is in Africa, man. Okay, fast forward, things have changed. We are people that are ruling change a lot of things. You understand what I'm saying? So when the Spirit reveal things, that's how it reveal. We are at a time where knowledge has increased now. So the men of the Lord will know what they didn't know. The first brother that came, first elder that came, they give us an understanding that the Most High is adding onto that knowledge and breaking it down, and wherever was covered is being uncovered now. So check it for yourself. Read it.
Read on, yeah?
Yeah, what does he say? I think you need to read on.
Yeah. Verse 11. Out of that land went forth Asher, and builded Nineveh, and the city of Rahab.
Out of what?
Out of that land went forth Asher.
So out of that same land, the same Shinar, there was two people. You got the Cushite, and then you've got the Asherite. Go tap in the Asher and see what it means. So that Nineveh, where Jonah was going, that's the same area. That's East Africa. So he was in West Africa, somewhere in Morocco, which there's a text, an ancient Greek historian that wrote about it. He was in Morocco and he was trying to flee to Tarshish. Tarshish is known to be southern Spain, because there is a dynasty at that time, and the name was Tarsero or something like that. They used to rule over there. The name was after that, Tarshish, Tashara, Tarshish. Tarshish is southern Europe. So he was trying to flee into Europe instead of going to East Africa. That's when Jonah.
Yeah.
Jonah was in Morocco.
What, when I got thrown into the walls?
He wanted to go into the Mediterranean to Spain, which is Tarshish. That's where he got gotten by that big fish. Instead of going to East Africa, he wanted to run to Europe, north. Like we all do.
Why?
When it's hard on us, what do we do in Africa? Don't we come in the north?
I want to go Europe, yeah.
The most I want you to say in Africa, you want to come here. When you come here, you find yourself in hell. Because Jonah said that I was in hell for 3 days. A lot of brothers are in hell in Europe, man. You see how it goes deep? But he was supposed to go to the east. He was supposed to go to the east to knowledge, but he decided to go to the north in the bottomless pit. He found himself in hell. And then he had now to go to the knowledge. So the Most High sometimes bring us through hell so we can get to the knowledge, because we are stubborn people. You okay? Read it.
Alright, guys.
So Asher, yeah, what are you saying, Asher?
So the outline of biblical usage for Asher or Assyria equals a step.
Read the step and read your A.
The second son of Shem.
The second son, so the Asher was Shemite. All right, living in the same area as the Cushite. All right, and now after so the Cushite had the first rule, And after that, the Assyrian took over through Nebuchadnezzar. That's why he says in Judah 2:1, and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Assyria, of the Assyrian, but they were ruling in Babylon. Okay? Now read the last, the other one. Let me see.
Hold on, let me read it on. The second son of Shem, Eponymous, ancestor of the Assyrians.
Ancestor of the Assyrian. Now, that's it.
The
now.
people of Assyria.
Right, that's people of Assyria. That's it.
That's all, yeah?
That's it. Now go back to keep reading it. That's what we need. Now go back to Daniel 2. We done that. We wanted what we want. We got it. You know, we find what we want. It's like, yeah, we got it. Now we go to Daniel 2. You read verse 1 and verse 2. I already broke down verse 1. You read verse 2. I'll break it down. And we'll jump
verse
to
2 and 1 again.
Verse 1. Yeah.
Alright. This is the king's forgotten dream. Daniel chapter 2 verse 1. And in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams, wherewith his spirit was troubled.
Right, so I say this. He says that Nebuchadnezzar was king of the Assyrian. So why is he known as the king of Babylon? It's simple to understand. The first rulers of that region, the first ruler of that region was Nimrod, right? Who was a Cushite. Genesis 10 and 11. Show us that the children of Ashur, who are the Assyrian, lived in the same land as those Hamite, Cushite people. So after the Cushite ruled, the Assyrian took over with Nebuchadnezzar. All right. Now, read verse 2.
So I shouldn't finish it, huh?
Yeah, finish verse 1 and then you jump to and you go to verse 2.
Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams, wherewith his spirit was troubled, and his sleep brake from him. Verse 2. Then the king commanded to call the magicians and the astrologers and the sorcerers and the Chaldeans for to shew the king his dreams.
Right.
So they came and stood before the king.
That verse 2, yeah?
Yeah.
So let us put the scriptures. Verse 2 he says, verse 2.
I'll
It
finish
says,
that.
yeah. Who are the Chaldeans? They live on the lower Euphrates. See? Go to Chaldean, go to Chaldea part, man. And let's see what it says. You know? Because they live in the up, what do you say? They live on the lower part of the Euphrates. So we're going to now find out
So much to love.
where the Euphrates is, because people tell us the Euphrates is in Iraq, is in Iran. It's false.
But people thought that Babylonians were Iraqis, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But we're showing you that it's not. By using common sense and the spirit and other historical documents that are hidden, that you have to find through the spirit.
Decipher people.
It's right there, but you have to find it. That's why the Most High God, which I say, I'll bring the Holy Spirit, because things are hidden, man. They hid a lot of the record, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All
So
right.
what are the Chaldeans? What does it say?
So the outline of biblical usage for Chaldeans, a territory in lower Mesopotamia,
Right?
bordering the Persian Gulf. 2, the inhabitants of Chaldea,
Yeah.
living on the lower Euphrates
You see that?
and Tigris.
Right, I say living on the lower Euphrates and Tigris, right? Now, who are the Chaldeans that live on the lower Euphrates and Tigris, which are in Africa? Euphrates is an arm of the Nile River, and Tigris flows through the Ethiopian. It's like a flow through Ethiopia, and there is a tribe in that region called the Tigray people. All right, the Tigray people, man. So let me show you quickly. I showed that already, but I will show you quickly. In the Bible, when you go to west, type go to west, because west, you know, in Hebrew, it goes into the bodies of water. So we're gonna find out actually where is Euphrates. It's in there, but it's hidden. It took the Holy Spirit to show us that. It took the Rahaka Kwadasha. The Lord Prophet say that, which spirit are you under? I'm under the Rahaka Kwadasha. Because when I show you that, it's black and white. And I know you can read.
On the west,
Yeah, so click on that, which is Yama. Now, go to Jasonius Hebrew Chaldee lexicon. Type on that. Right? Now when you go to the second, read it from the second. From the second.
That's true.
And that one, in bracket, two, Great River.
Okay.
What does the Euphrates? What does the West, the Yama refers to in that?
Western brackets is a great river, as the Nile.
Right?
Also said in Isaiah 19:5. Nahum 3:8 and Euphrates. Nahum 3:8, the Euphrates.
Euphrates, you carry on.
It's in Isaiah 27:1, Jeremiah 51:36. Plural, is that plural? PL? Plural?
Plural.
Yeah, plural. Of the arms of the Nile.
Of the arms of what?
Of the arms of the Nile.
Of the arms of what?
Of the arms of the Nile.
The Euphrates is the arm of the Niles, man.
Sheesh.
Okay? Because it says here clearly. It says here. It says the Euphrates of the arms of the Niles. So when you look at the Niles, this is the body, the original 4 rivers of the Garden of Eve. The Garden of Eden, Slakia.
Yeah.
And the last branch is the Euphrates. Okay? So if the Chaldean people lived on the lower part of the Euphrates, we show to you that it was around the east, because the Euphrates is the, before the Euphrates you got the Blue Nile, and it goes toward that East Africa, and in that East Africa you got the Tigray people. I think the Eritrean, the Tigray people. That's why he said the Tigris, the Ibikio, or in other version is the Tigris River, which is that's the reason why the people are named after. See, they leave, the Mosai will make them leave, clues for you to see it through the spirit, man. All right? Now, like I said, let's see what the ancient historian, all right, records say about the Assyrian. Okay? And remember, China, like I said, man, I told you about, I spoke to you about a map that I will put in the thing, so you can see that the China, was called by the Greeks Sennar. And since they're the one who did a topology, meaning the map, all right, the Roman, the Greek, and all of that, that's the reason why when they went to Africa, they call us what? They call us the Ethiopia is just the country today, but because it used to be the whole central part of Africa. Why? Because these are the black people and the melanated people. So when I saw all the Ethiop means burned face. And it's the same reason why when you go in, which I'll put, you go into the Wikipedia, it tells you that the Assyrian were known as the black, the black-head people. I think I have it here. Let me read it. See, I'm not breaking it down into two like people. I'm breaking it. I'm using the Assyrian and the Cushite to explain to you, or the Shinar, the Chaldean, all of these places. I'm using it to prove to you that actually it's in Africa. It's not where people say it is. As I'm teaching it, I'll put so many, like record on it, like I do, so you can read it for yourself. Like when you listen to a conference, whoever is the speaker, he put on a big screen, he puts certain, as he speaks, he brings proof. And that's what I'm doing. Okay? So let me look at something quickly and see if I can read it.
How much does it cost? Don't cost that much, is it?
I think it's one. Right, so let me read it, right? And that's come from the Wikipedia as far as the Mesopotamia, right? It says the origin of the Sumerian, and when we talk about Sumer, we're talking about the people from Mesopotamia, all right? That area we're talking about. The origin of the Sumerian is known, but the people of Sumer refer to themselves as black-headed ones. Okay? The black-headed one. The black-headed people. Okay? The black-headed people. The Akkadian. We talk about the Akkadian. When the brother read in Genesis 10, he spoke about the Akkad, right? In the land of Babel. The Akkadian, also called Sumerian, black-headed people.
What's that?
It's in Wikipedia.
Okay.
And I will put it here for you to see, my dear brothers and sisters. All right, so you see now I'm not making it up. All right, now let's talk about Jonah. Jonah fleeing from Tarshish, which is southern Europe, Spain, show us where Nineveh is. It cannot be in Iran because him fleeing to Tarshish point to the Maghreb area. Read Jonah 1:1-3. Jonah 1:1-3, man. All right. Let's talk about Jonah, because Jonah is a very good point as well we can bring as far as Nineveh. Nineveh is that same area.
Jonah 1, yeah? 1-3.
Yeah.
All right.
And Moses sent him there. He ran away. I'm gonna break it down. And I've got a document that I'll put as well that show that there's an ancient, back in time, them historian. They know about. It's only us that don't know about who you are. When you talk about 2 centuries ago, not even 2 centuries ago, 1 century ago, in 1800, there was Edomite. I don't know if they're Edomite, but you know, why? Because obviously you got the bastard children, so I don't know. But there was the guys that were around the UK, around Scotland, around Ireland and England. They was running around doing conference about who the Jacobite was. And they were bringing out the history, man.
I think that's their gift, though.
Yeah, they're bringing out the history. It's like we don't know nothing now because from 1940s, when certain people came in power, they got rid of everything, even the herbs. An African guy, I'm talking about a guy in Africa knew, you know, one guy in Africa could know the benefit of 100 herbs. Normal. But from 1940s, they cut everything off. So today, we don't know nothing. We'll go online and check something and say something and then we take it on and we come and teach it. It's not our fault. That's what the Bible says we know in part, prophesy in part. Take the Holy Spirit to now teach you the real. So,
all right. This is Jonah's disobedience. Jonah chapter 1 verse 1. Now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, the great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me. Verse 3. But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish.
Right, Tarshish is southern Spain. It's known, man. Tarshish originally are the children of who? Japheth. And they were given what? Europe.
From the presence of the Lord, and went down to Joppa.
Right.
And he found a ship going to Tarshish.
Right, so Joppa is Morocco. Because the only country, come on, man, think about it. Use your head, man. If I'm here, I'm someone called Joppa, and I want to read. I found a ship to Tarshish. That means now when you look at it, if Tarshish is southern,
Now Malaga.
Tarshish is southern Spain, yeah. And he found a ship in Joppa. Where will the ship from? Where would Joppa be? Joppa will be in which country is close to Spain?
Morocco.
Exactly. So he took it from there. He didn't take it from no garden, place where they tell that the state of. No, that's Egypt there, man. He was in West Africa. Because Maghreb is West Africa. It's just known as North Africa, but it's actually in the West if you compare it to Europe. But Europe is in the North. All right? So, but I will show it to you. There's a text on that. So that makes sense. Even reading from that, I can believe what that guy was saying because it's true. Joppa, it has to be in Morocco. So he's taking it from there and he want to enter, just like all these Algerian, Morocco people, these African people, that's how they go to Europe. Boom. They're going to it because Europe, Morocco and Spain is just like the Strait of Gibraltar. And I say, once you get there, even the mall, when they went to Spain, that's what Gibraltar, that's where they come, the altar of Gibril. Gibraltar is in Spain.
Spain. Oh, so it's like Dover and France.
Yeah, exactly.
Calais.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so what are we reading?
Alright, verse 3. But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish,
right,
from the presence of the Lord, and went down to Joppa.
Yeah, and for the presence of the Lord. And that's why a lot of the Jake, when they run away from, when they come in this country, they become what? They become heathen and pagan. You got a guy from Africa, he's a Christian, but whatever, he kind of like, Muslim, he kind of like have a certain degree of the fear of the Most High, you know? When they come in Europe, start drinking, smoking, women, you know what I'm saying? The presence of the Lord. So everything is descending through the Spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? That's so spiritual, but he's supposed to go to the east, which is the what? The Kwadama. To do a work over there, because people over there were acting like fools. Okay? The Jakes over there. Right, so Jonah Flynn.
Let me read it.
You just free? Did you finish?
And he found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare thereof and went down into it to go with them unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord.
Wanting to run away, man.
Verse 4.
Jake run away from Jamaica, from Africa, and comes over here. And then he become like a rude boy.
Verse 4.
But
the Lord sent out a great wind into the sea.
Right.
And there was a mighty tempest.
Exactly, and that's the same place that that's when you read even when you go into the Strait of Gibraltar, it's a very windy type of place, man. Certain time it's very windy. And it's the same thing that happened to the 10 tribes. The Moses had to, calm the wind so they can pass through. They went through the Euphrates, because the Euphrates is the Mediterranean. The Euphrates end in the Mediterranean Sea. All right, so they go through there. They went on the Euphrates, got on the Mediterranean Sea, and they passed through the Gibraltar Straits, and they went all over. Now they went to America. It's that simple to understand. Same thing here. The same winds. That is, if you go history, they know that there's the same time, or there's the same period of time where there's a wind in that area, man. But that's the wind that came because the Moses didn't want him to go to Europe. Have you done with that?
No. And there was a mighty tempest in the sea, so that the ship was like to be broken. Shall I read on?
That's it. Cool. Yeah, obviously we know about it, where it happened, innit? So Jonah fleeing to Tarshish, which is southern Europe, Spain, show us where Nineveh is. It cannot be in Iran because him fleeing to Tarshish, the Maghreb area. Jonah 1 to 3. All right, Tarshish is connected to the Tartessos civilization in southern Spain. Yeah, Tarshish, Tartessos. All right, so he's supposed to go to east, but he's had to go north. All right. Now, obviously, I will show you the 1710 African map that according to the Septuagint understanding the writing, Shinar is Sennar. Sennra, and I will show you the map as well so you can understand that Shinar is no Europe. It's a new concept, man, to put us to sleep, bro. Everything started in Africa. Okay? When you talk about, and when you read, go down to Daniel 2 again, and jump to verse 32. It says something that's it's like an indicator, man. Through the spirit, you're able to see things. Yeah, read it, man.
All right, this is the king's dream. Daniel chapter 2, verse 32, right? The image's head was of fine gold.
Fine gold. Where do you find the fine gold?
On the wedge of Ophir.
When you read Isaiah 13 and 11 or 12, and it tells you about, and in that day a man shall be like fine gold, even as the gold of Ophir. What do you find it? In Africa, bro. When you go and type down in Google where in the world, which continent in the world has the most gold, you will say Africa and Europe. Now, Africa and America. The reason why I said, because I believe that America was once joined with Africa. And when you look at the way America is shaped, Southern America is shaped, and the way West Africa is shaped, you can put them together.
Oh, like this, isn't it?
Yeah, you can put them together. But when you go to First Chronicle, when you first go to First Chronicle 1 and 19.
When you mean America, you mean South America, right?
Yeah, the time was divided. The earth started to be divided when that guy Peleg was around. One of the sons, Peleg. When he was around. Go to First Chronicle 119 before we go to Daniel 2. Go to First Chronicle 1 and 19. So it's Africa, man. We can believe America is an extension of Africa anyway. That's the reason why the 10 tribe went in there. Spiritual. That's why you find so many pyramids and so many, pyramid. Yeah, because the same people from in Africa went in there and did the work. All right. Now, where do you find the fine gold? Africa. So if you read, let's read Chronicle 1 and 19 and go back. That's why I carry on with the analogy.
Oh.
First Chronicle 1, verse 19.
All right. This is the genealogy of Adam. First Chronicles chapter 1 verse 19. And unto Eber were born 2 sons. The name of the one was Peleg.
See that Peleg?
Because in his days the earth was divided.
Right.
And his brother's name was Joktan.
Right. Peleg is what? Is Palaga, which means division. So the earth was divided. So I believe that Africa and America at some point was one. And something happened. Because when you look at it, you see it's something like a puzzle.
Divided. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Shall I show them?
Yeah, show them. I know they know, but show them trying to break it down as well. Yeah, show them.
You can see, peeps, the earth is like this. The east of South America kind of fits into like middle West Africa. It's like a puzzle. You all know.
Yeah, man. It's right there through the spirit, man. Discern. So now, go back to Daniel 2 and 32, man. And let's read that part and let's move on. You know?
Alright, this is the king's dream. Daniel chapter 2 verse 32. The image's head was of gold. No, so like the image's head was of fine gold. His breast and his arms of silver.
Let's say, so for
his belly and his thighs of brass.
For the Most High to show him that dream, when the Most High show you a dream, you have to show you a dream with elements that you're familiar with so you can understand the vision. So you have to ask him, where is he at the moment where he's having it? He's in Africa, because talk about the place where you see the most gold and the most silver is in that area, Africa, man. Just based on that, you should know. Come on. The fine gold is in Africa, man. I can go to Africa, West Coast today, and I will come out with some crazy, silver piece of work, man. And it's not too expensive, because over there is there. You know what I mean? Also, gold is expensive because it's good because of the value in that. But you know what I mean by that. All right, so I want to read now about the Elamites, because it's very important as well. It's one part, because you have to understand that all these people were the same. All right, the Elamites, all of these people, they were children of Shem. Now, some of the Elamites went to the reason why they call it India today is in commemoration, to where they were before, which is East Africa. So the Elamites are originally the Dravidians, who were the Shemite living in the Tigray area, and the original land of India is in the Horn of Africa. India is another word for Ethiopia. Look at the southern Indian. There are another layer of the modern day Ethiopian with dark skin and long curly black hair. There is a language called the Elamo-Dravidian language. So the original Elamites were in East Africa and went to Asia, and that marshland is called India in commemoration of their origin. That explains the caste system as well. The so-called Indo-European don't mix with the dark-skinned Dravidian because they know the depth of the matter. All right? Now, as you know, there's books like the Book of Joshua, the Book of Enoch, the Book of Jubilee, which are real books, but today there's been a mixture of things like, they're kind of like, Amalek came and did his thing. But when you read Jubilee 9 and 1, that's how I know that they weren't able to change that one, because the Amalek today telling you that India is somewhere, Syria is somewhere, but when you go to Jubilee 9 and 1, it shows you where they were. They were in the same place, which is East Africa. based on the breakdown that we did, and I'll put that so you can read it for a bit. You know what I'm saying? In the editing, right? Now the Assyria, which is Asher, we read Genesis 10 and 22. You know, read Genesis 10 and 22. I'll see what he's saying.
Genesis, yeah?
Yeah, Genesis
10 and 22.
10 and 22. Yeah. Genesis 10 and 22.
Okay, this is the descendants of Noah. Genesis chapter 10, verse 22. The children of Shem, Elam, and Asher, and Arphaxad.
Read it again, beautiful. Oh my gosh, man. So that's the reason why they had to move, because they say India, and then from India, it's not far from Iran, and they put it out there and they say, okay, you see, that's where, no, stop playing. Stop playing.
Okay.
All right, the truth is there, man. Read it again, bro.
This is the descendants of Noah. Genesis chapter 10, verse 22. The children of Shem, Elam, and Asher.
You see that? So Elam and Asher was in the same area, bro.
Shemite.
They're Shemite. They're Shemite. Asher is
Shem.
is Shem. They was in the same area. So now he goes, yeah.
So is Elam like Asian, like Indian people?
Yeah, but the original
Elamite.
Elamite are the southern
Yeah.
India guy, the dark one. When you look at them, they
That's
go,
Sri Lankan.
they got the dark and long hair. When you look at them, they look at who? They are the Dravidian. The Dravidian, the Dravidian, they come, Malaysia, all of that. That's as a result of the Elamites moving in that area. But originally, they come from East Africa. That's the reason why they look like the Ethiopian.
You think like Nipsey, not Nipsey Hussle, kind of not like.
It's the same people, yes, it's the same people. The Dravidian, you know, that's a Nipsey is a jade, but he's lying. All these people are the people of the ancient Elamite and that. They're the one that birthed the southern Indian people, which are today known as the Dravidian. And there's a language called the Elamo-Dravidian language. Why? Because they're trying to connect Elam with the Dravidian. The Dravidian are found today in India, but where they come from East Africa, man. So read Genesis 10 and 22 again.
All right.
Let the Spirit speak.
This is Genesis chapter 10,
The HaKodesh, not the Spirit,
verse 22.
not the other Spirit.
The children of Shem, Elam, and Asher,
See that?
and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. Verse. That's it, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And Arphaxad, that's where I believe the people of
Arphaxad.
that's where the people, the Eber come from, and that's where I believe the land, if I'm not mistaken, the lineage of Abraham come from. So there's the same people. So that will look like, so Abraham will look like them Nipsey Hussle, maybe dark, but with hair, curly hair, or whatever.
Coolie.
Huh?
Coolie.
Yeah, the coolie. You know how the coolie.
Yeah.
That's how they look like, but they were dark and they had the hair, you know, and then you know they were different shade as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Gotta understand this thing, bro. He came from the Kwadama, you know, and he went into West Africa, and that's why the Moses said, look in your. It was in the center. And he said, look in your left, in your east, in your west, in your south, and in your north. I'm giving you everything. So that's West Africa. That's what the Moses. And then after a while now, Jacob was there as well, you know, with Leah and it came from Laban. Laban was the Syrian, Aram people, the same Shemite people, living in the region of West Africa, because Abraham didn't live on his own. He lived with his people. They went in there in West Africa and they stayed there. In the Mamara, the Mamre, which is Mamara. Mamara goes back to fatness. And fatness goes back to what? The riches and everything. That further showed you that the Moses sent into Mamara as a omen, a prediction of the lands, which further on says that it's a good and a large land, and he said that where the honey,
Milk and honey.
milk and honey, with milk and honey, meaning rich, flowing with milk and honey. And he says as well in Ezekiel, I believe, is it 21:6? He says that, or 20:6, he says that this is the glory of our lands. So they say in the area, very area where he was, dwelling, and they were dwelling, that was an omen. All right, so there was in West Africa. West Africa is the richest part of Africa, starting with Congo. Okay, that's the reason why we got colonized, and that's why slavery started there. It's all in the spirit, man. Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. All right, so this is it, man. Understand that. They were the same people. So Aram, all of these people were in East Africa, and then went into the West. And then when they went there, they started to have, you know, children with them other nation, the Hamite nation, and the Shemite as well. And that's how it became a nation in Egypt. Because when Jacob and the children goes, there's 27 souls that goes into Egypt, and then Joseph did that. Joseph already, he's married to the daughter of the priest, or something like that. And then he has Ephraim and Manasseh, you know, which are of Egyptian mothers. So we are built among these people, the Kwadama, because they had wisdom. That's why you can see today, we talk about the Akkadian text, the Epic of Gilgadian, and the Epic of Gilgamesh. We talk about who the Anunnaki. Or these people had wisdom, man. So this Musa had to birth us in wisdom. That's why when Yahusha was born, the three wise men came from the east. They came from East Africa, the Kwadama, the beginning of civilization, the beginning of wisdom. All right. So now, go to Ezekiel 30, and we're gonna stop there. Yeah, we're gonna stop there. There's a lot more, but we're gonna stop there. Now I can't. I just wanted to prove that point, so I did that already. You know.
Well, verse 30.
So yeah, 30 and 5. Let's talk about something quickly, man.
All right. This is lament over Egypt. Ezekiel chapter 30, verse 5. Ethiopia and Libya and Lydia and all the mingled people and Chub and the men of the land that is in leak shall fall with them by the sword.
Okay, so now go to Libya. You did it many times. We're gonna do it again. Go to Libya.
Gaddafi, man.
Because if you read, yeah, exactly. When you read the same, you know, Ezekiel, I mean Daniel 2, it tells you about the Medo Persian that was, because he had like the gold, which was the Babylon, which both, you know, the Cushite and the Syrian did dwelling and sowing it. There was the gold, there was the head. That's why they got the Kwadama. And then he had what, the Medio, the Persian one. And the Persian were who? They were African as well, because it clearly tells you that the Persian were Hema. How can Hema find himself in Iran? Yes, the Dravidian went in that area and that, but initially they were in Africa, man. Because we're gonna read it. When you go to Ezekiel 5 and 30 and 5, what does it say about the Persian? They say Put, right?
Yeah.
They say a nation and a people of northern Africa, probably Libyan, right? Good. Put. Now read the strong definition.
The strong definitions for Put is of foreign origin. Put, a son of Ham, also the name of his descendants or their region, and of the Persian tribe.
And of the what?
And of the Persian tribe.
And of the what?
And of the Persian
and of
tribe.
The what?
And of the Persian
right.
of the Persian
so
tribe.
The Persian are Hamite people.
North African.
North African, black people. Because today, yes, the Arab came through and that, but and the other nation in that, the Greek came after and that, but originally they were dark people, man, black people. Hamite, the Persian people. You understand what I'm saying? Now go and type, go and the Chub, go and look at the Chub. The Chub are the Nubian of today. Why are the Nubian in outside Africa, or are the Nubian in Africa? They are in Africa. The Nubian are in Africa. Go into Chub. What does he say?
So Chub equals a horde.
Meaning like a bunch of people now.
The name of a so Chub equals the name of a people in alliance with Nebuchadnezzar and probably located in northern Africa, maybe same as Libya or Lub.
All right, now.
Look into Lub.
No. Lobby is the same thing as Lydia and all that. So when you go to now to the Genesis Hebrew Chaldean. Yeah, read the whole thing until you get to the Nubian part. They say the truth about the Nubian. So if the Nubian was around these people, that means they were all in the same area. Because they intermingled. It says here that they were in covenant with Nebuchadnezzar, which was an Assyrian. They were in East Africa, same area. Same area, man.
So what?
That one.
The Gesenius Hebrew Chaldee Lexicon. Okay. So this is Ezekiel 30, found in Ezekiel 30:5, Chub, pronoun of a country which is joined with Egypt and Ethiopia.
A country which is joined with Egypt and Ethiopia.
Some understand by it Koben, a port of Ethiopia, or Kobium, a town near the Mareotis. Perhaps it should be written Nubia.
Should be written, and when I say perhaps in English, it's a snake tongue.
Yeah.
So that would be perhaps this would throw you off, but it's actually Nubia, man.
Nubia.
You see that? That's it.
I read them followed by the Arabic translator. He undoubtedly imitating the Alex.
And that's why the Arab are in Egypt and that, because they're breaking down, they're making us there. That's why a lot of the Somalian, Egyptian, all of these people, you know, they're in Canada, they're in Europe, they're in England, they're in Sweden, they're in all of those places. So they're taking them, because that place is a very important place. This is where the Armageddon fight. This is where it's gonna start, man.
Although in our copies this word is wanting. He has
So yeah, man. So that's all I wanted to bring. There's more that I can bring, but boy, I'm just gonna give you that, and then you can do whatever you. Like I say, my job is to bring you those things that you find through the Spirit, and then bring it to you, so you can understand. So that whole thing about, you know, all the Persian, you know, the war, the Persian, the Ezekiel. When you read Ezekiel 30 before you go, read Ezekiel 38, man, quickly, and I believe what verse is that, man. Read it quickly, man, so I can.
38.
So when you read that, you better put your mind to the right place, you know.
What verse? On the top?
5. Read it from 4.
Alright. This is the prophecy about Gog and future invasion of Israel. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 5. Persia, Ethiopia. Verse 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields.
That's the Russian, man.
All of them handling swords.
Yeah, that's
swords
what
with guns, isn't it?
Yeah, they're already back in Niger, Mali, and then and Burkina Faso. That's the reason why right now the French people are in cahoot with Côte d'Ivoire, my country, and Benin, to stop that coming of the Magog, man, of the Russian, of Putin, which is a Japheth, because he's into prophecy. The prophecy about Japheth is he should be enlarged. Okay, that's part of that enlargement as well. Now, if you say that the Japheth people are those and people from Fiji and that, how are they enlarged? How are they enlarged? It's like, come on, man, let's be honest. Now read verse 5.
Verse 5. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them.
You see that?
All of them
so
with sword and helmet.
Persia is Africa. Okay? Persia is Africa. Ethiopia is Africa. Ethiopia is not just the country, it's that whole place. This is the ancient text. So it's that whole place. Back in time it was Ethiopia, meaning the burnt faced people, the melanated people. Alright? And he said Egypt as well, isn't it? What did he say?
No, Libya.
Libya. Persia is Libyan, the Persian are the Libyan.
Northern Africa.
Yeah? The Maghreb, West Africa, if you can call it. But it basically is Africa. And that's exactly what happened, because there's a partnership between the Russian and the African. There's country today in Africa, the French country, that don't want nothing to do with the French. They want everything to do with the Japan, the Russians. So the prophecy is taking place as we speak. So when you read Ezekiel 38, please put your mind in the right place. All right? So hopefully you were edified. With that, turn to the east. Allah, Allah,
Allah, Allah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shama,
Ma Shama,
Sha'ai,
Ya Sha'ai, Baka Atha.
Wama, Yashara, Allah, man. You know? Abada, Babala. Shalom.